Welcome home. Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name's Epoxy, and if you don't already know, the PC spec requirements for Fallout 4 have now been officially released, meaning you now know whether or not you'll have to upgrade your Dustboy 3000. For the sake of understanding the situation, let's take a look at the minimum and recommended specs for Fallout 4. Starting with the minimum, the operating system requirements is Windows 7, 8, or 10, and it does require a 64-bit operating system, so you do need that if you want to run the game. Processor requirements include Intel Core i5-2300 2.8 GHz, AMD Phenom 2 X4 945 3.0 GHz or equivalent, and the memory requirements is 8 GB of RAM, sort of the standard in gaming nowadays. The graphics requirement is an NVIDIA GTX 550 Ti 2 GB, AMD Radeon HD 7870 2 GB or equivalent, and there is a requirement of hard drive space of at least 30 GB available space. Now time for the recommended. The operating system requirement is once again Windows 7, 8, 10, and it does once again require 64-bit operating system. The processor requirement includes the Intel Core i7-4790 3.6 GHz and the AMD FX 9590 4.7 GHz or equivalent. The memory requirement is once again 8 GB of RAM. The graphics requirement is a NVIDIA GTX 780 3GB, AMD Radeon R9 290X 4GB or equivalent. And once again, it requires a hard drive space of at least 30 GB of available space. So that right there is the minimum and the recommended specifications. So with any other game, we would have seen these and been like, okay, nice, now I know what I need to run this game with recommended settings, and I know what I can be running this game with at minimum, so to get a decent experience on the game or to get a recommended experience on the game. And then of course you can upgrade beyond that to get the best experience. Yet with this game, since it's Fallout 4, of course people are making stupid complaints about the official announcement of what the specifications are for minimum and recommended. And there's actually two groups that are complaining about this. One group being people that are thinking that they can run this game with really old graphics cards, saying that these are way too high specifications, and they think that just because the game may not look like the Order 1886 or a Star Wars Battlefront, they think that they should be allowed running this game with much lower and much older recommended hardware, which honestly doesn't make any sense anyways, because we already know that Bethesda games take up a lot of computing power, and even in the past the games haven't been greatly optimized either, so it's honestly really not that big of a surprise that they are a little bit higher. So if you can't run this game at the minimum settings, I suggest just upgrading your system or saving up to buy a new system or just buy a console. If you can't keep up with the demands, you honestly shouldn't be playing on PC in the first place. It's just the sad, honest truth. However, there is a second group that is complaining that these are really low AAA recommended settings for a AAA game, and they say that it's not a AAA title because, you know, the recommended specifications are apparently too low for them and don't demand as much computing power as they want it to. I don't know where these people are coming from, but these people are honestly ridiculous, because these are probably those people that are running like 4-way SLI Titan X's or something like that, or possibly they could just be trolls, one of the two, but I don't understand where these people are coming from. So anyways, they're basically saying that the game isn't a AAA game because it doesn't demand what a AAA game should. And that's completely actually wrong. It's actually blatantly wrong, because Battlefront probably requires less demand than this game does. So these people that are saying this don't understand computing at all, and don't understand computers, and don't understand the demand of video games nowadays and what specifications are required for those games. You can run Battlefront at 1080p 60 FPS probably with a 780, and that's pretty damn good, and that's only the recommended settings for Fallout 4 as well. If you're gonna want to be running the game at a solid 1080p 60 FPS or 4K or something like that with mods and everything, you're gonna be needing more than a 780. Simple fact. Something I think people misinterpret when they see recommended is that is what you're going to be needing to run the game at maxed out settings, 60 FPS at whatever resolution you want. That's actually not the case. This is basically just what you should be running the game on, and like what you should have to be playing this game to get the best experience. But you are going to need to go leaps and bounds beyond what this says to be able to get the best ultimate experience on Fallout 4. Go ahead and look at any other recommended settings for any other game and play that game and see what you get on that game with that hardware. You're not going to be getting the best experience you can because it's just the recommended. It's not the all maxed out ultimate setup. It's not that. So I think people are just misinterpreting what minimum and recommended specifications are. I'm not sure whether these are people that are new to PC or just don't know much about PCs, but I think you should do a little bit more research on what you're talking about if you're going to be complaining about it, because you really should understand something before you're making complaints. I don't know. I guess my point is this game is massive. It's going to demand a lot. And we don't know how good the optimization is and everything else. And we don't know how good this game actually truly is going to run on even the recommended settings. So I suggest just waiting till the game comes out. Suggest waiting and just experiencing the game for yourself. If you're a Fallout fan or you're a Bethesda fan, you're going to be picking up this game anyways, whether you like the graphics or not. And if you truly love the gameplay, then that's what you're going to be going for anyways. So anyways guys, that's actually it for this video. I just wanted to discuss this a little bit. If you want to continue the discussion, feel free to leave it down in the comments section below and I will join in on your discussion as well. But anyways guys, like I said, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fight. It'd be super greatly appreciated. But until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.
On the way down, screaming, then we'll be alright. It's not much, but it's better.